Hi everyone, my name is Eric Ortlund. I live in London, in the UK. You can tell from my accent I did not grow up on this island, but I really love living here. I've written a new novel called I Am the Doorway. Um, it fits into the subgenre of what's called cosmic horror or Lovecraftian horror. Different horror subgenres are getting at and exploring and trying to unfold different aspects of the human condition. As far as I can tell, zombies are about mortality and trying to face up to that. Vampires are about impurity, as far as I can tell, and the kind of mingled fear and fascination that we'll have for human beings. Lovecraft, the thing he was worried about, the things he was trying to get at was insignificance, and especially cosmic insignificance. Frequently in Lovecraft, there's a sense of dizzying vastness, vast vistas and perspectives and so on. In Lovecraft, the thing he's constantly trying to bring to the surface is that our entire planet could blip out of existence and the universe would grind on regardless and would not notice. In Lovecraft, the universe is not hostile to us, it's indifferent. We are not big enough to notice. In fact, he wrote a poem called Nemesis, just 4 lines from it, which he quotes at the beginning of a story of his called The Haunter of the Dark. I have seen the dark universe yawning, where the black planets roll without aim, where they roll in their horror unheeded, without knowledge or luster or name. And that's all of Lovecraft in 4 lines right there. The way that Lovecraft would make our insignificance and our insignificance within a cosmic framework, the way he would make that salient to bring it to the surface, he would frequently have his narrators make some horrifying discovery about the world, discover the remains of some alien civilization, or come across some vast alien presence that doesn't easily fit into 3-dimensional space. And their own inessentiality, the narrator's insignificance, would be brought home to them in this deep way. And their sanity would either fracture or they'd just go insane. That's really interesting to me. I think there's a significant insight there. There's something about the human psyche. We think we're the center of the universe. We think we are a really big deal. And for some of us, at least, we have those overwhelming and not exactly unpleasant, maybe not pleasant, but not exactly unpleasant either, those overwhelming experiences of being outside staring into the night sky and thinking, the starlight I'm seeing took hundreds or thousands of years to reach me. I'm staring into this abyss. I am on a planet circling one sun out of billions of stars in our galaxy, out of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. I am so small. The word small doesn't even really cover it. I do not matter. There's a film called Princess Mononoke, a Japanese anime film. It's just beautiful, so worth watching. And at one point, a character asks the main character, what do you want? And his answer is to see with eyes unclouded by hate. And it's very sort of noble, you know. My ambition in life, at least one of them, I'm not even trying to see with eyes unclouded by hate. I'm just trying to see with eyes unclouded. I want to see the world, I want to see myself exactly for what they are. And I'm not interested in comforting illusions. And there's just something about the human psyche. I do it too. We strut around like we are such a big deal, and we block out and screen out what we know. That we are infinitesimally small. And very soon, I will be in the ground, and it is simply a matter of time until everyone who knows me is in the ground, and whatever small anthills I built during my life are just going to be washed away. I'm building sandcastles on the beach. The tide is coming in. Sooner or later, and sooner rather than later, it will be as if I never existed. That is hard to look at. It is hard to function when you've been outside in the evening staring into the abyss of the universe, realizing how small you are. It's hard to get up the next morning and brush your teeth and go to work. There's something about our psyche, we have to screen it out. And maybe just to function, that's necessary some of the time, but I don't want to do it all the time. I want to live without illusions. So I appreciate Lovecraft for this reason, because he's getting at this important insight. I think Lovecraft had an important insight. I don't think he had the whole truth. And the book is about the ways in which you and I do not matter. We are incredibly small. And the ways in which we do. I think you, watching this video right now, I think you matter. Maybe more than you realize. I'm not going to go into why I think you matter right now. Read the book. But if any of you have read the book of Ecclesiastes from the Hebrew Bible, Lovecraft was a convinced, staunch atheist, but I think if he had ever read Ecclesiastes, he would have resonated with at least parts of it. There's something really important here that I want to get at. I don't think Lovecraft had the whole truth, but I think he really saw something that not many people see, saw something that's hard to see. The story, I Am the Doorway, it's about a psychiatrist who is treating a patient who's been invaded by this alien presence that does not, this vast Lovecraftian alien presence that does not fit into three-dimensional space. Spoiler warning, I'm not really giving anything away. Very quickly, the psychiatrist gets invaded with the same presence, and a cult that wants to use that presence to destroy the world but doesn't really understand it starts to pay attention to him. As you can imagine, nothing goes the way they planned. Please know that this is not really a horror novel, it's a fantasy novel. I'm not trying to terrify you. Stories in which reality itself starts to break down and change and shift, and in which it does so in both scary and beautiful ways. Guys, maybe I'm wrong and you can disagree. I think reality is both terrifying and gorgeous. And I like reading horror stories sometimes. There are a lot I don't like, but I like it sometimes. But having only horrible stuff happen seems monochromatic, to me anyway, maybe I'm wrong, and untrue to experience. Being alive is really frightening and really beautiful all at once. So a story in which the DNA of the universe is getting rewired, humans have they can influence that, but they don't really know what they're doing. And reality itself starts to transform in ways that are both really scary and really beautiful. That's the fantasy. It's kind of a metaphysical rewiring. That fascinates me. And the way, and I'm trying through the novel for myself, maybe for you as well, to look at something that's really hard to look at. At one point, the main character says, I can see things that aren't there, and I don't care about any of the stuff that I used to. If that's not a definition of insanity, then what is insanity? Please know, it's not a straightforward horror novel. Please know that in as much as a communicative act is a kind of contract between author and audience, I have certain responsibilities to you, you have some responsibilities to me. Please know I worked really hard not to waste your time. I did not write this book to waste your time. And if you get 3 chapters in and it doesn't interest you, put it down and read something you enjoy, because after 3 chapters, if you don't like it, it's not going to get any better. My theory of reading is just read whatever you want. You only have so much time. But I worked really hard to make this entertaining, well-written, something that you won't feel like you've had your time wasted. I'll take that seriously, my responsibility to you. If you can blog about this, vlog about it, whatever the kids are doing these days, I don't know, retweet about it, whatever it is really hard to sell fiction. It's hard to even get noticed. If you like this book, if it's interesting to you, it'd just be such a huge help. Amazon reviews are so helpful. Goodreads reviews are really helpful. People can be kind of grouchy on Goodreads, maybe not reading a book according to what it was intended to do. It'd be so helpful. Thank you for that. Please get in touch with me if you have any thoughts. I have a very thick skin. You will not offend me. And if for whatever reason, you can't afford the book or something, get in touch with me. I'll get you a copy. I did not write this to make money. I wrote it to communicate. If you're not sure, get in touch with me. Send me an email. Message me on Facebook. I'll send you the first 3 chapters. You can tell if you'd like it. Thanks, everyone.